Hi, this is Tom Hoskins for Mining Journal. I'm here with Olivier Vadillo from Highfield Resources, which is an ASX-listed potash company focusing on developing the Muga project in northern Spain. Hi, Olivier. How's it going?
Hi, Tom. Very well, thank you. And thank you for having me and doing this interview.
Not at all. Pleasure to have you with us. Now, normally when I introduce people, I give their full job title as well, but yours has recently changed as part of wider leadership changes at Highfield. Maybe we could kick things off by you telling us about those changes, please.
Yes, correct. Well, look, I've recently changed roles into head of corporate strategy, but really what I wanted to talk about was the announcement of Carles Aleman, who has been promoted and will be taking over and taking the reins over here in Spain. Um, the reason it's significant is because he's had a lot of experience in leadership positions within the chemical and mining industry in Spain. And before joining Highfield, he was the president of ICL Spain. So ICL, for people who don't know, is the largest and only potash producer in Spain. And through that role, he really developed a wide network within the political and also business spheres of Spain. So extremely important for this next phase.
Okay, and so how does this change position affect Highfield moving forward?
Mm. Yeah, so look, Carles is extremely politically savvy. And what we see already since starting here is that he will be able to um, gather support from politicians at the national level, at the local level, and really to ensure that Muga is ready for construction and ready to complete the deal that we have just signed.
Thanks, Olivier. So the changes at Highfield aren't the only significant bit of news to come out of your company in recent weeks. You've also just signed a letter of intent with China Minmetals. What can you tell us about that deal?
Yeah, so obviously very, very exciting for us. It's a non-binding MOU with Qinghai Salt Lake, which is a subsidiary of China Minmetals. The value is of an investment of about $300 million. And primarily to develop phase one of Muga and then still continue with the pipeline of bringing Saudi into the project and into Highfield.
Okay, and how does this investment relate to the previous transaction that you guys did with Yankuang Energy?
Mm. Yeah, good question. So you would remember the Yankuan Energy binding agreement that we signed with them. That was announced in September 2024. So that was for the vending of that Southie project in Canada. So really, this deal with China Minmetals piggybacks off that deal. So it kind of follows on from that deal, and really what we're seeing is it's a continuation, and we have, as we put in the announcement, full support from our largest shareholder, EMR Capital, and most importantly, full support from Yankuan Energy to pursue this deal with China Minmetals. So really, it's about pursuing those two together and combining further down the line.
Okay, so it very much fits under the same sort of strategic banner.
Totally. And the plan is to invest directly into Muga phase one, as I said, Muga phase two, and then strategically develop Southie further down the line. The other important aspect of this is that China Minmetals is one of the largest mining companies in China. They have a company called MMG, which owns resources all around the world. So very, very much deep into the mining space. And more importantly for us, Qinghai Salt Lake is one of the largest potash producers in China. So combined, they bring a lot of experience, a lot of expertise that guarantees the success of Muga and Saudi further down the line.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna get to the longer term.
Mm.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about how this deal is going to shape the company, yeah, further down the road?
Yeah, so very much what we announced before. We still believe this is a transformative deal. So this transforms Highfield, which at the moment has one project, Muga, into a global potash company, globally diverse, having projects in Canada with Salvi and Muga in Spain. It propels us into one of the 10th largest potash producers globally. So when you combine that new future Highfield with the partnership of Qinghai Salt Lake, I can definitely see there being further investment in various other projects further down the line and a lot of development. Really, Tom, I think the future is extremely bright for Highfield. And I know that there's a lot of ambitious projects coming ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, I mean, I suppose, yeah, we're looking quite far into the future there, but let's just bring things back to the present. What are the immediate next steps?
So yeah, look, good point. We are finalizing the DD with Min Metals at present. The plan is to finalize a binding agreement with them at the end of June. So in that binding agreement, in that announcement, we will then release a lot more information around the terms and the deal structure that is planned, and how that fits into the previous deal with Yanquan. So all to be worked out and all to be revealed. And then meanwhile, as well, in Spain, we are continuing to work and to push and to ensure that we build stronger relationships with the local government, with the government in Madrid, just to ensure that we are ready for completion of the deal and ready to start construction. So, look, we're extremely confident in these leadership changes. We're extremely happy with this new announcement. And I really believe that everything is coming together at the right time, for Highfield and an extremely bright future.
Great stuff. Okay, Olivier. Well, that's all we have time for today. But yeah, sounds like a really exciting time for your company. So I wish you very best of luck over the coming weeks and months. And just remains for me to thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you very much, Tom. Anytime.
Great stuff. Well, that concludes this video for Mining Journal. Goodbye.